the is that? What the hell?
This footage shows an alien-like figure lying on a bed with only its gray head and shoulders visible.
Hey, what is that?
What the hell?
Like legit microphone? Yeah.
Its large eyes are closed, its mouth slightly open, and it looks completely lifeless while human hands poke at it without any reaction. The stillness and realistic appearance make it feel eerie, but at the same time raise doubts. Some people believe it's just a detailed movie prop, while others think it could be a doll used for a hoax or prank. In Thailand, there are these super strange transparent creatures called leptocephalus larvae that literally look like glass. They're actually baby eels, which is pretty surprising. These flat, almost see-through creatures move slowly in the water and survive by eating plankton, tiny stuff like microscopic organisms and small larvae floating around. As they grow into adult eels, their diet changes to things like insects, crustaceans, and small fish. Even though they're nearly invisible, they still get hunted by bigger fish like tuna and others. They can live up to around 2 years, and honestly, they're one of the most unusual sea creatures out there. In broad daylight, a trail camera captures a black figure moving deeper into the woods.
What the hell?
When looked at closely, it looks a lot like the legendary Bigfoot with dark fur and a strong, human-like body. It was also moving pretty fast, almost like it was trying not to be noticed. Some might think it's just an ape, but the area where this was filmed doesn't have any apes at all, which makes it even more strange. Either it's something unexplained, or just a really well-made hoax. This clip shows a creature that doesn't look like any known animal.
What the hell?
With features that seem like a mix between a bat and a wolf. Its shape even appears somewhat humanoid, which makes it feel even more unnatural. Because of that, it brings to mind creatures from myths like vampires or werewolves. The way it looks is definitely strange, but without clear details, it's hard to say if it's something real, a misidentified animal, or just a well-made fake. In Japan, this footage shows a bizarre creature that at first looks really disturbing, with a bunch of tentacles and arms that make it seem almost unreal. But after a closer look, it turns out to be a giant squid. The video was captured off the coast, and the squid is around 2.5 meters long, which is pretty massive. For some people, it might look scary and remind them of mythical creatures like the kraken, while others might just see it as seafood. This footage had been left aside for a while because it was hard to figure out what it actually showed, but later it got linked to something called the Ningen. It's a creature from Japanese internet folklore, described as a huge, pale humanoid living in icy Antarctic waters, with a smooth, almost featureless face and long limbs, sometimes even looking a bit like a mermaid. Stories about it mostly come from supposed sightings by whaling crews, but there's no real proof, just blurry clips and theories. Some people think it's being hidden, while others say it's probably just a whale, an iceberg, or a visual illusion, which makes the whole thing open to interpretation. A family flying over the ocean noticed something unusual moving beneath the water.
I think it's a shark. Yes, it is. Has to be a shark.
At first, it looked like just a shadow, but then it became clear it was keeping pace with the plane. Someone thought it might be a shark, but others weren't convinced because of how big and fast it seemed, especially from that height. It looked massive and moved quickly enough to make it feel unusual, leaving room for all kinds of guesses. But in the end, it's most likely just a shark. This rare footage from 1994 shows a man in the woods near Deduck Spring in Oregon's Blue Mountains, clearly nervous and breathing heavily as he films. His shaky camera eventually reveals a massive figure just a few meters away, walking with a human-like stride, but with an ape-like body and unusually long arms. The creature looks powerful enough to be dangerous, which explains the man's fear, but strangely, it doesn't seem interested in him. The person filming believed it was Bigfoot, and considering the time period when CGI wasn't really advanced, it makes the clip even more mysterious, though it could still just be someone in a suit. This clip shows something that looks impossible at first, like shrimp being controlled or trained in some weird way, which makes it feel almost unreal. It seems so strange that it feels like someone must have been controlling them somehow. But after looking into it, it turns out the footage is just reversed. A simple edit like that completely changes how it looks. And it's a good example of how easy it is to create convincing illusions with basic tricks. Back in 2013, a group of hikers in British Columbia spotted a dark, furry figure walking below them on a mountain. From a distance, it looked like a humanoid, which led them to believe it could be Bigfoot. The footage does show something unusual, but it's not clear enough to confirm what it really is. Some people think it could be Bigfoot, while others believe it's more likely a misidentified animal, a person, or just shadows playing tricks, leaving it open to interpretation. This footage shows a group of kids playing at a playground when they notice something strange flying near a tree. At first thinking it's just a dragonfly. Curious, they climb up to get a closer look, but then the creature suddenly flies off, and they realize it's actually a tiny humanoid figure that looks pretty ugly and unsettling. That's when they panic, climb down, and run away. Unlike obvious CGI creatures, this one looks more real, which makes it even creepier and raises the question, could this be what fairies actually look like, or is it just something else entirely? This video is said to come from a Facebook Live recorded at a property in Batesville, Mississippi, and was later shared on TikTok.
What the is that?
I tell you what.
What is that?
Look hard to look. Look hard to get.
Go get the pistol. Go look under the seat and get the...
Where it is?
Look up under my seat.
Which one?
Look up under the pickup seat. Get the pistol.
Come on, the truck.
Yeah. I don't know what the it is, man. Oh my God. This is real, man.
The man streaming thought it was close to his home and tried to respond, but the clip ended while the figure was still visible. What happened after the live stream is unknown. A security camera in East Texas captured something unusual on August 23, 2025. Late at night, a large figure appeared at the edge of the yard and slowly moved across the neighboring property. It stood upright with a hunched shape and looked bigger than a normal person. The area was quiet and rural, making the sight even more unsettling and leaving people wondering what it could have been. Someone was recording a thunderstorm in Florida when something unexpected showed up in the sky.
Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that just shoot across?
For a brief moment, a fast-moving, cylinder-shaped object shoots across the frame at high speed. After the clip was shared, people started debating what it could be. Some thought it was a UFO, while others believed it might be a rare weather event or something else caught at the right moment. No official explanation has been given, and authorities haven't commented on it. A man said the activity in his house got so bad that he had to leave and stay at his girlfriend's place. It started with bangs at night, doors moving on their own, and lights turning off and back on. The worst moment was waking up around 4 a.m. to the sound of laughter inside the house, even though the TV wasn't on. To figure it out, he left for a few days to see if it would stop.
I've been staying at my girlfriend's house, but guess what, guys? You're not gonna fucking believe it. The ghosts have followed me, and I'm bugged out. I mean, I guess I should have expected this, but let's just see what's been going on. Her door has been opening in the middle of the night. This closet door has been opening up in the middle of the night, and it's like hard as to open. We put in front of it so it wouldn't open. Hearing all types of knocks, hearing people run up and down the stairs. I mean, this house is 100 years old. And then to top it all off, my girlfriend goes in the shower today, and on the mirror, it says, "We are here." And the writing is up.
Look at that R. It's like that. Look at that R. Why is it? Oh my god. I'm not doing it. I gotta move out. I gotta move out.
Yeah, so that was on the mirror. I mean, it looks like anybody could have written that, but in person, the it was written is mad weird. It's like squiggly lines. Her mom tried cleaning it with Dex and it wouldn't come off. And then after all that happens, her mom goes downstairs, and she's a very religious woman, and she has like this little, I guess, Bible, would you say it is? Or what is it? I guess
It's a regular Bible.
like a Bible.
I'm also sick with my memories.
Yeah. So she goes downstairs and looks at it, and she left it closed. She goes down and looks at it, and it's open on the same exact page that her husband and her father, the same exact day, May 22nd, it says it.
Like, you were meant to hear it kind of thing. Like, it was just like so weird timing and just like weird.
So we're thinking maybe her dad is trying to protect them from whatever I brought in their house. What do you guys think?
But things got even stranger. His girlfriend and her mother said they'd never experienced anything unusual in the house before he came, which made him think whatever was happening was attached to him and following him around. However, the house is over 100 years old, so some people believe he didn't bring anything with him, but instead triggered something that was already there. Then it got worse when he started having dreams.
And yeah, I'm tan now. But some wild the other night, and my eyes are going a little bit, but I'm here at my girlfriend's house, and it was around, I swear to God, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
It was 3:30, like on the dot. It was like 3:20, 3:29, 3:20.
And she said I was freaking out in my sleep.
I woke up to uncontrollably shaking right next to me, like literally freaking out, like not screaming, but like loud enough to wake me. And he was freaking out, shaking like a seizure almost.
Yeah, and I had no recollection of it at all. Nothing.
Said his name about 10 times, wouldn't wake up. I smacked him so hard across the face, and that's when he shot up.
And I woke up, and I told her I had this insane dream that I was in my house, and like, I don't know what happened. I thought I was sleeping in my room, and I started getting carried away by, looked like, I don't know, these dark shadow figures. They had like these big nails and teeth and crazy eyes, and I literally got picked up by them, and they were carrying me away. And then I told her that, and then I was like, yo, I have this crazy pain on my arm. And I shit you not, yo, this is legit. Like, this is real. Like, Grayson here is, like, freaked out about it, and so am I. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. As soon as she woke me up, I felt something like pain in my arm. And look at that. As hard as she scratches, no matter how hard she scratches, it will not go into my arm like that.
No, this is crazy.
Didn't I tell you, though, when I woke up, my arm was hurting?
Yeah, that's 3.
And it's literally 3 scratches. 2 long ones and a short one.
The dreams weren't normal. They were intense nightmares with shadow figures, attacks, and the feeling of being unable to move. Even after waking up, it didn't seem to stop. He said he started noticing marks on his body afterward, which made people think whatever was happening might be targeting him directly. Whether it's something paranormal or not is still unclear. For years, Juan said aliens were visiting his home and that UFOs were seen around his property, but no one took him seriously. That changed when his security camera recorded something unusual near a tree, moving strangely. Some people also noticed the camera glitching during the zoom, making it even more suspicious and raising the question of whether he was actually telling the truth. The cameraman slowly walks toward a tree with shaky hands, probably because the zoom is maxed out. As the clip goes on, something creepy shows up. Dark fingers wrapped around the tree like something is hiding behind it. No matter how much he tries, the full figure never appears, but right at the end, two glowing eyes peek out from the darkness. The whole thing feels unsettling and leaves one big question: what was actually hiding there? This footage shows a flat, triangular-shaped craft with a really unusual design. At each corner, there are red circular lights, and along with them, 3 white lights placed in a way that makes the whole thing look even more structured and deliberate. In the center, there's a strange symbol that doesn't match anything familiar, almost like some kind of unknown marking. The way the lights are arranged makes it seem intentional, like it could be signaling or just part of the craft's design. It definitely stands out from typical sightings, but whether it's something unexplained, experimental tech, or just a well-made fake isn't clear. At Logan Canyon in Utah, a group captured footage of a large, dark figure moving through a forest. It looked unusually tall and wide as it crossed the frame. Later, they filmed the same spot with a 6-foot man for comparison, and the original figure appeared much bigger. Since the area is remote and heavily wooded, it's hard to tell what it actually was. In September 2024, the creator of the YouTube channel Northwest Wind went back to a hidden camping spot despite a past frightening experience there. On his previous visit, his tent was destroyed and he was chased out by unknown people. Even though he was hesitant, viewer requests convinced him to return, but things quickly turned into another nightmare.
30 nights of my life, 1 complete month I have spent stealth camping for you. We're back here tonight, gonna attempt to stay the night here. Got a nice dinner to be prepared, something I've never tried before. Gonna sleep under the stars, and hopefully it'll go better than last time. I don't think it could go much worse, and if it does, you'll probably never see these clips. So in the 8, 9, or 10 months since I posted this video, a ton of people here have asked me to come back and attempt to camp here once more. I really did not want to, nor do I want to be here right now at all. I figured a lot of people want to see it, so we're gonna give this a fair shake. Again, I'm not thrilled about it, not happy to be here. My goal was to come back, attempt to camp here, see what happens, cook some food, same thing as last time, and hopefully with a different result. It's also about 50 degrees warmer than last time, which makes things nice as well. So gonna get some gear unpacked here and kind of settle in, so to speak. I just brought my pack tonight: sleeping pad, pillow, sleeping bag. Gonna be extra warm, no chance of rain, so we're gonna try and sleep under the stars tonight. So I feel like I'm being watched. Every direction that I look in is all completely forested and vegetative, so I just have no bearing or sense of what is actually beyond like my zone number 1, like zone 1 being like within 50 yards, everything I can see. Zone 2 would be like within a 3 to 5 minute walk. And then zone 3 is everything.
His plan to sleep under the open sky didn't last long, as strange noises during the night made it clear he wasn't alone.
It's only just before 8 o'clock, still a little bit of sunlight left, but I just feel that feeling again. It's not as strong. I don't feel like, I don't know how to describe it. Just the vibe. There's a vibe here and I don't like it at all. There's also a very weird smell, not like rotting or like something, just like some kind of smell. I don't know what it is. It smells like a lot of vegetables, but not fresh. I don't know how to describe the smell. There's a smell here that was not here last time, and it's honestly kind of putrid. It's not like, I'm not saying there or something, but there's definitely a smell here, and I noticed it right when I got back here, and it's kind of like getting stronger. So take that with whatever grain of salt. I did just hear someone yelling back there. Someone's yelling back there. I don't know how far away, reasonably close. I don't know.
there's people talking for sure. And I hear people walking too. Might not be easy to pick up on the camera, but not that far behind me. Hey! Hi! Someone's walking back in there now. I'm not like scared because I can just leave at any time, but someone's walking back in here now too. Someone's walking back super thick over there. Someone's walking back behind this over here. And now they just stopped. Hi! I hear somebody talking. And I am ready just in case. I have a knife. Where's my knife? I'm gonna pack my stuff up and just have it on my back. I'm not gonna go sprinting out of here like last time. I'm gonna hang tight for a little bit and just... I don't want to do anything at the moment, but they came around there, like I said, and it sounds like they're right on the other side of this big thick stuff over here. They know I'm here. Very glad I didn't unpack my stuff because we're gonna satchel all this back together. Not dealing with this. Not dealing with it. Not dealing with this. Hi, hello. Hi. Haven't heard anything for a few minutes. Hi, I see you standing there. All right, they're closer than they were before, so. Hi, just hanging out. This has been recording. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna stay tonight, boys and girls. Ah! Okay, okay, okay. All right, okay. That guy was right, okay, let's go. All right, I'm out. See ya. See ya. Okay, okay. See ya.
Since then, viewers have shared different theories. Some suggested using trail cameras to find out what was there, while others think nearby squatters may have tried to scare him off. In the end, what really happened that night remains unknown. This footage shows something high up in the trees, barely visible among the leaves, but still moving just enough to catch attention. It almost looks like it's blending perfectly with the surroundings, making it hard to tell what it actually is. Some might think it's something unusual or unknown, while others could see it as a person or just natural camouflage playing tricks on the eyes. Either way, it's one of those clips where the movement is clear, but the identity isn't. In the summer of 2023, Dutch YouTuber Stefan de Vries, known for fun content, decided to explore the paranormal with his friends, Sasha and Stein. They chose Verdun Forest in France, a site tied to one of World War I's deadliest battles and known for ghost stories. The forest still shows signs of war, with old trenches, rusting remains, and even unexploded shells, and locals talk about shadowy figures. It seemed like the perfect place for their first camping trip, but after their long drive and arriving at night, the mood quickly changed.
Ja. Echt? Ja. Ja, daar. Ja, ik ook daar ergens. Waarom zit er een verkeer? Goed, kijk, hier heb je ook al die... Oh ja. Kijk. Kijk, dit bos oud. Ah, muggen. Dit bos is echt koud. Maar hier is dus nog zo'n fort. Hier, dit.
As they entered the forest, the atmosphere felt heavy, the trees closing in around them, and their phones lost signal. They went deeper and eventually came across the ruins of an old military fort.
Kijk, IMF. Was jij dat? Oh. Hij was het helemaal op zijn max. Hè? Hoe kan dat? Er zit één stap op dit ding. Ik zeg net nog letterlijk van, er is hier geen straling in het bos. Nee. Goos, we hebben niet eens bereikt. Kijk, het is gewoon weg. Het is gewoon weg. Oh my god. Oh. vleermuis geschoten.
Ja, hè?
Ja, gewoon.
Oh mijn god, zo schrok zich geen man.
Ik dacht dat iemand zo kwam opeens.
Was het weer zo'n fucking vleermuis?
Ja, weer een vleermuis. Jesus Christ, ha. Oh mijn god, kijk hoe
Zo, dit ding gaat helemaal loshouden. Hij zat op 5 net. What the...
Almost right away, something felt off. After setting up their equipment, a device started going off, indicating that something might be nearby.
Ga weg, ga weg, ga weg. Maar dat kan ik nog niet zo vanaf hier.
Stond je daar?
Ik stond hier.
Ja. Oh my god. Oh mijn god.
Oh, precies als je tent uitgaan begint. Oké, nou dat was het enige enge wat nog niet gebeurd was, was dat.
Oké, laten we eventjes een rondje gaan maken.
Maar laten we deze hier.
Trying to ignore the feeling, they stepped away from camp for a bit, but when they came back, they noticed something moving.
Ja, check dat, check.
They suddenly saw someone hiding near their tent, who ran off the moment they were noticed. Realizing a stranger had been watching them in the dark forest sent them into panic. They quickly packed up, grabbed their gear, searched for the car keys, and as soon as they found them, they jumped in and drove off without looking back.
Deze zak. Ik ga er echt niet. Ik ga er niet terug. Moet in je buidel van je trui in je tas misschien?
Ik wil echt niet, maar serieus, ik wil echt niet tegen die kant.
Oké, kom. Daar sta je echt blij mee. Hey, zullen we gewoon daarheen rennen? Zo?
Ja, is goed.
Ik wil het zo ook. Kijk die ogen. Oh mijn god, wat is dit? Ja, het komt hier weg. Dat is een pop. Oh ja. Maar die kan ook vals zijn, maar... Zag je die ogen? Ja, daar loopt hij. Oh mijn god, ik zag het weer open. Hé, maar misschien was dat wel wat aan de vraag. Die hebben gewoon die hele tent opgepakt. Ja, nu zie je hem. Zag je dat? Ja, ik denk op beeld ook. Oh mijn god, een kuttent. Oh shit.
That night in Verdun wasn't about ghosts or paranormal activity. It was the real fear of someone unknown being just steps away from their campsite. For Stefan and his friends, that moment was far more terrifying than any ghost story. This Snapchat clip shows a man recording casually when something strange appears in the background near a doorway. At first, everything looks normal, but then a small ghost-like figure quickly moves across the doorway. He's clearly startled, though he mentions he's already experienced weird things in the house before. This is just the first time it's been caught on camera. He even sent it to a friend, who confirmed seeing it too. Whether it's something paranormal, or just a trick of light or a camera glitch, it's hard to say, but it definitely leaves a creepy feeling. This footage shows a creature swimming in the ocean, but it's really hard to tell what it is. The person who uploaded it thinks it might be either a hippo or even a mermaid, which sounds pretty wild. But since it's clearly in the ocean, a hippo doesn't really make sense, leaving it even more confusing. In the end, it's one of those clips where the identity isn't clear at all, and it's up for interpretation. This trail cam footage shows a small, hairy creature deep in the forest, standing upright, which already makes it feel unusual. It's not human-sized, and its round eyes glow in the camera light, adding to the creepy look. At first, it might remind someone of a raccoon, but its shape and movement don't match. It looks more like a raccoon-sized figure stretched into a humanoid form and covered in dark fur. Because of how odd it appears, some think it could be something unknown, while others believe it's just a fake, leaving no clear answer. Some teenagers were hanging out at a park at night when they noticed a strange figure moving around. It didn't look normal, so they started recording it. They also remembered that a man had been found dead in the same park under mysterious circumstances with no clear cause. Some locals had already reported a strange presence there, and many believe the figure could be connected to that incident. The group left feeling like what they saw wasn't a good sign. Around 3 a.m., a man wakes up after hearing strange noises outside his house. At first, they're faint and unclear, like distant movement mixed with low murmuring. Still half asleep but uneasy, he looks toward the window to figure out what's going on. But when he finally looks outside, he notices something else too.
Estoy escuchando ruidos afuera, son 3:30 de la mañana. Voy a no sé si salir. Ahí está, hija de puta, de vuelta. Es ella. Yo no te voy a tener miedo. Hoy no te tengo miedo. Tengo miedo. Date vuelta. Date vuelta. Date vuelta. Date vuelta. Date vuelta.
A figure dressed in white walks right past his window, which is disturbing either way. If it were a real person, it raises questions about why someone would be silently roaming his property at 3 a.m. and disappear so quickly. He also said this wasn't the first time. On other nights, he'd seen figures outside, sometimes in black, appearing briefly before vanishing. Sometimes all the dogs in the area would start barking at once, while other nights everything stayed completely quiet. For now, it remains unexplained. On a calm, moonlit evening, everything seems normal at first during a quiet walk. Then, suddenly, the camera stops moving completely, almost as if the person filming freezes. Moments later, a strange figure steps out from the shadows, moving low and heavy like a gorilla, then pauses and stares directly toward the camera. Right after that, the recording cuts off, leaving it unclear what happened next. Even though the person clearly made it out, the whole scene feels intense and mysterious. But at the same time, the creature's look is a bit off, almost like it could be computer generated rather than something real. In 2021, someone was filming a storm in Dubai when a strange shape appeared in the sky. The footage showed what looked like an upside-down pyramid, leaving people wondering if it was a hidden structure, a rare weather effect, a UFO, or just CGI. A group of paranormal investigators explores an abandoned house that once belonged to an elderly couple. Since then, several families have tried living there but never stayed long. Many reported the same things: knocking sounds, objects moving on their own, and a heavy, uncomfortable feeling throughout the house. During their live stream investigation, the team didn't have to wait long before strange activity started happening.
Ce să, frate, să filmez ușa asta? Ce să filmez? Na, uite! O da rampodul, o arunca rampodul jos. Mi-au zis oamenii să iau rampodul, frate, uite, o arunca rampodul jos. Uite, frate, o arunca rampodul jos, ați văzut, uitați aparatul. Uite. Uite cum le-au aruncat la picioarea mea. Uite, uite antena, îndoiat antena.
Uite, da, închid.
Da, uite. O da rampodul, o arunca rampodul jos.
Suddenly, a remote control flies across the room and hits the device they were using to communicate with a spirit. Still shaken, they keep searching the house and come across old photos of the elderly couple showing the home's past. But not long after, something else happens, almost like whatever is there has noticed them going through its history.
Aici ai poze cu cineva mort. Nu știu dacă știți. Da? Aici, unde degetul meu, e cineva mort. E domnul Petrică, cum așa ies aici zicea. Unde zboară vulturii, porumbei nu au loc.
Vulturii pleșuvi.
O, hai de mine, nu am cață. Na, mai zi ceva, frate. Na, mai zi ceva, că abia l-am scos și nebunesc. Dacă nu mă duc la Socola, la Bălăceanca cu casa asta...
La mine cred că a fost pisică.
Dacă nu mă duc la Bălăceanca cu casa asta, nu mai gata.
Vorbește cu Petrică. Nu mort, măi, stai, oamenii la masă de Revelion. Deci la masa de Revelion.
Cazare, aruncă cu întârziere, auzi. Ia. Bă, Dai tare! Dă-te din rază, auzi, gata, mă dau. Deschide-l, ce să deschid? Sertarul, deschide-l tu. Hai, ai de mine, ia!
As one investigator opens a drawer, another one right next to it suddenly slides open on its own without anyone touching it. It feels like the activity is reacting to them rather than happening randomly. Some people think it could be the former owner still lingering, while others believe something darker might be involved. Either way, it leaves more questions than answers. This 2023 footage from Oklahoma shows a bright orb hovering in the sky above a house, surrounded by a cloud of white smoke. It doesn't look like something burning or falling, since there's no fire, just a glowing object leaving a smoky trail. The smoke spreads and fades, but the orb stays in place, which makes it even stranger. Then it starts releasing more smoke in pulses, almost like it's producing it on purpose, while sirens can be heard in the background, adding to the tension. It could be something explainable like a flare, drone, or atmospheric effect, but the way it behaves definitely makes it feel unusual. A homeowner checked a motion alert from their Ring camera late at night and saw a dark shape near the fence instead of the usual animals. It came out of the trees low to the ground, then rose as it got closer, appearing tall and human-like. The clip was shared online because it couldn't be identified, but most viewers believed it was likely fake. This footage from Orlando, Florida, shows a bright blue orb flying through the sky, and the way it moves along with its vivid color makes it feel really unusual. It stands out compared to typical fake clips, which is why it catches so much attention. Some see it as something unexplained or even otherworldly, while others think it could still have a normal explanation, like a drone, light reflection, or camera effect. Either way, it adds to the long list of strange sightings people often associate with that area. A strange figure stares directly into the camera in a really eerie way, almost like it's aware it's being watched. At first glance, it could pass as a gorilla, but the way it moves doesn't match. It's walking upright instead of on its knuckles. That detail makes it feel a lot more unusual, like it might not be a normal animal at all. And honestly, it's enough to make anyone avoid that area. On February 23, 2026, a security guard named Artek shared a disturbing experience from his night shift at a supermarket. He said the place always felt off, and other guards had even refused to work there. One night, around 3 a.m. during his patrol, he suddenly heard voices inside the store and decided to check it out.
Me encuentro dando mi rondín de las 3 de la mañana y pasa que hay algo bien curioso. No sé, la verdad, sí ya me está empezando a dar miedo. Se escuchan como risas, como voces. Sí, no sé si me estoy sugestionando por todo lo que ha estado pasando ahorita, pero sí estoy escuchando como demasiados ruidos. No sé, es muy extraño. Y la verdad sí ya me está dando como... Qué raro. Sí, ya me está dando como... Ay, no lo encuentro.
Out of nowhere, a speaker in the electronics section suddenly starts blasting music on its own. Startled, he pauses, trying to process what just happened, but the sound quickly stops. Seeing nothing else unusual, he continues his patrol, but the strange activity doesn't end there.
Es bien raro porque estoy checando mis caducidades que me tocó aquí en Salchonería y Lácteos, y curiosamente escuché que algo se cayó. Realmente no alcancé a ver qué fue lo que se cayó, pero sí escuché que se cayó algo. Ya desde hace rato se andan escuchando ruidos pues extraños, y realmente se cayeron unas galletas, creo.
No sé, es muy extraño todo esto. Se cayeron unas de...
The strange incidents start happening so often that his supervisors tell him to check anything unusual, especially since the area has a history of late-night robberies. Even though he's already uneasy, he keeps working because he needs the job, until one night, something in the back rooms happens that almost makes him quit immediately.
Otra vez están escuchando ruidos. Estaba aquí haciendo el recorrido, pero escuché un ruido aquí adentro. No sé si estaba crujiendo algo o no sé si... No sé. Qué raro. Ya no sé realmente qué hacer. Todo me extraña de este lado. Ya no sé qué hacer. Ya realmente no sé qué es lo que voy a hacer. Ya no entiendo ni qué es lo que está... ¿Qué cojones? No mames. Sácate a la verga, al chile, pinche mamada. Su puta madre. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué se ve ahí al fondo? Oh, no mames.
In the dark storage area, two large objects are sitting in a corner. Everything is still at first. Then suddenly, one of them moves and falls over on its own. The crash makes Artek run immediately, convinced he just saw something he can't explain, and it leaves him seriously questioning whether he should keep working that shift. This video comes from Exploring with Brad, a Canadian channel focused on abandoned and historic locations. Known for calm and respectful exploration, this trip took a different turn. On December 19th, 2025, Brad visited Fort Willow, a historic site surrounded by dense forest. Arriving at night, he moved through the snowy woods with a flashlight. At first, it was quiet, but soon he started hearing faint voices coming from deeper in the trees.
Look at the fresh snow.
Yeah. Look at his foot. Boom. And it only gets worse, eh?
Dude, that was 2 days of snow.
Oh, fudge. Yeah, I don't know. How do we get...
Great.
Can we cut through here? Oh.
I don't know, dude.
So we just trace our steps back?
Soon after, he noticed small lights moving between the trees. As he got closer, he realized there were other people out there.
The devil is real.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah, no, I know.
The voices didn't sound random. They seemed organized and intentional, and the movement made it clear it was a group, not just one person passing by.
What is that, dude?
I don't know. Are they evil, Braden?
It was just standing up there.
Oh, you're seeing stuff. Braden thinks he's seeing things. This way.
It's like a very pale...
Like, did it look like...
Things quickly became more serious when he heard shouting in his direction and footsteps moving through the snow. Realizing he might have been seen, Brad left right away, moving carefully through the dark forest with his light low. What started as a quiet exploration turned into a real safety risk. By the time he got out, it was a reminder that these places aren't always empty, and sometimes the best choice is to leave before things escalate. This trail cam footage from a remote wooded area shows something strange moving quickly from one side of the frame to the other. It's far from the camera, but whatever it is, it's moving fast enough to catch attention. When the clip is zoomed in, it doesn't look like a solid creature at all, more like a blur of fog or smoke rushing past, which makes it even more confusing. It could be something unusual, a camera or quality issue, or even edited footage, but either way, it's hard to explain what's actually being seen clearly. This clip shows a flight above the clouds, where everything seems calm and peaceful until something strange appears outside, a humanoid-like figure in the sky. Seeing it instantly turns the moment unsettling, and the person recording is clearly shaken, even thinking something might go wrong, though the flight continues safely. The footage was shared online to figure out what it could be, with some people finding it intriguing, while others think it's edited or AI. With how unusual it looks, it's hard to say what it really is, leaving it open to speculation. Someone was walking along a forest path near an abandoned castle when they unknowingly captured something strange on camera. A dark see-through figure was standing ahead, looking human and dressed in dark clothing, completely still. They hadn't noticed it at the time and only later learned the castle was rumored to be haunted, leaving them questioning what they had actually caught on video. A crew from Real Loose Adventures went deep into the remote Australian bush to hunt wild boars, far from any help. The hunt started well, with the team and their dogs moving through dense terrain and catching a few boars. But after returning to camp due to the heat and heading back out later, one of the dogs picked up a fresh scent near a swamp, turning the situation into something dangerous.
Good boys. Good boys. Good boys. Good boys. Woo! Holy demon. Nearly hit me. Nose hit me. Boom! That was the closest I've ever been to getting ripped. I've jumped a few boars when you put up.
A massive boar suddenly burst out of the brush and charged. One of the hunters was nearly hit, barely managing to dodge at the last second. The dogs quickly stepped in and distracted the animal, preventing a serious injury. It was a clear reminder of how quickly a hunt can turn dangerous.
I was sitting straight through here. I couldn't see the dogs either side, so I didn't know where they were going to run, so I risked it. And I sort of tried to step around here, and I got out, turned back, and he come right here, and I jumped. And then I think the dog saved my ass, and he was still coming for me.
In places like the Australian bush, even a split second can decide whether you make it out safely or face danger. This clip shows a ring door camera recording where a strange figure comes up, rings the bell, and quickly walks away. The owner believes it wasn't just a normal person, but something paranormal, possibly a woman or witch in a black dress. The footage is unclear, which makes it hard to tell exactly what's happening. Some people agree with her, while others think it's simply someone passing by or taking out the trash. Because of the poor quality, it's difficult to be sure, leaving it open to different interpretations. A series of trail cam photos shows what look like normal deer in the woods at first, but things get strange when the images are enhanced using an app. Different photos reveal unusual colors like red and yellow, and with those filters, faint ghost-like shapes start to appear. After the images were shared, people began speculating that these could be spirits of dead deer, which sounds pretty wild and hard to believe. Still, the visuals definitely leave room for mystery and different interpretations. The Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana is often considered haunted because of its history tied to slavery. Many stories focus on an enslaved girl who was mistreated, with claims that she later caused the deaths of the family and never left the property. Today, visitors tour the plantation, but some have reported seeing strange figures in photos, often small, childlike shapes that weren't actually there at the time. It leaves people wondering if they dare to visit. This video comes from Wandering Wild Things, a channel where the host shares solo camping trips with her dogs in remote areas. On February 25th, 2026, she drove along a muddy riverside track in a woodland area in the UK, searching for a campsite. The ground was rough and covered with broken glass, so she started clearing it to keep her dogs safe.
There's someone over there, but I don't see anything. And Willow is not the barker. Willow doesn't do this. So if Willow's doing this, something's freaking her out. Hey, Willow, it's okay. Olive's not freaked out.
While exploring, one of her dogs, Willow, suddenly began growling and barking toward the trees. It was unusual behavior and immediately made her alert.
If there is someone over there, I wouldn't sneak around. Hey, Willow. Oh, do you see anything? Do you see anything? Who's there? Willow Dean, it's okay, baby. Willow, come here.
She called Willow back and stopped what she was doing, scanning the woods to see what the dog had noticed. Even though she couldn't see anything, the tension kept building as the dog continued reacting to something out there.
All right. What is it, Will? I don't like this. I don't like it. Is it maybe the horse person that we saw earlier? Willow, come here. Willow, come here. It's okay. It is a road. Come here. Come here, babes. Are you okay? What is it? Her hair's not up anymore. Well, it is a little bit. She's acting like someone's around.
She walked around the campsite, checking behind trees and along the path, but couldn't find anything. For a moment, it felt like something was watching from the woods. Then Willow barked again in another direction, and this time it turned out to be a small armadillo moving through the brush. After that, she finished setting up camp and made food. But the cold got intense, so she moved into the truck with her dogs. Nothing else happened, but it showed how even small things can feel much bigger when you're alone in a remote place. Back in 2014, Dennis Coleman was in the woods and took a photo of what he thought was just a tree branch using his old flip phone. Right after, he heard a loud noise nearby, which already made the moment feel strange. Later, when he checked the photo more carefully, he noticed something unusual in the tree. After enhancing the image with modern tools, the figure became more visible, and he believed it might be Bigfoot. When he shared it, some people agreed, while others said it was just a monkey or something normal. The image isn't clear enough to prove anything, so it really comes down to interpretation. This clip comes from a fixed security camera inside a home, showing a dark hallway with nothing happening at first. Then suddenly, a head slowly peeks out from a side doorway. Only part of the figure is visible, so it's hard to identify any details. After a few seconds, it quietly pulls back out of sight and nothing else happens. With no background info, the footage is left unexplained. This photo was taken by a family visiting a cemetery, but instead of a peaceful moment, they captured something disturbing. In the first image, there's a shadowy humanoid figure hovering over a grave, with its head lowered as if it's looking down. When they took another photo, the figure had changed. It looked less human, with features like horns and a tail, and one hand raised as if reaching toward the grave. The whole thing feels unnatural and unsettling. Some people think it looks like something supernatural, while others believe it's just a hoax or a trick of the camera, making it hard to know what was actually seen. Moto Owens is usually known for off-road biking videos, riding through dunes, forest trails, and sharing tips with some chaos along the way. But in a video from October 8th, 2016, he did something different. Instead of biking, he set out to track one of the creepy clowns that were trending at the time when sightings were happening worldwide and sometimes turning into real threats.
For a couple days now, and oh my gosh, we just found a clown in this park. He's just standing up there staring at us. You probably can't see him with the crappy camera, but this is really scary. We're just gonna drive by.
I honestly never thought we were even gonna see one, but...
Me too. We live in a small town. Let's see what he does. Why is your window... Does he have a knife? Is that a knife?
Oh my god. He's got a knife.
He's coming! He's out! Oh! He's still taking.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I think he pulled it.
Did he stop? Did he stop?
I'm rolling the window up.
I don't know where he went.
I'm rolling the window up. I'm rolling it up.
Oh my
I don't see.
Go back around.
Okay.
I don't see.
Go back around.
Dude, I'm keeping my window up this time.
This is what I've been wanting to do, is ask a clown some questions. I know he's got a knife. Don't worry, guys. I brought.
While riding through a park, they spotted a clown in full costume. As they got closer, it suddenly turned aggressive.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Don't worry, guys. I don't really have.
Dude, I might stay back here. This is way sketch. Are we seriously doing this right now? Dude, leave the door open. Leave the door open. Leave the door open.
What are you doing out here, dude? Are you part of a clan or something? Or are you just a dumb teenager that dresses up as clowns?
Hey, we gotta go.
Get on the ground! Get out of here! Go! Go, guys!
Go.
Get it. I got the knife. You just trod the knife on me. I don't even have any. Oh my god. Go. Dude, the cops are probably gone. Oh.
What's the sketch, dude?
Oh my god. I'm shaking. Guys, subscribe for that. Oh my.
What started as a thrill quickly turned dangerous when the clown threw a knife toward them. They ran back to their vehicle, shaken. Whether it was a prank or something more serious, it showed how unpredictable that clown craze really was, and why most people are glad it's over. A wildlife photographer set up a trail camera deep in the woods to capture night footage, but when he checked it later, he noticed something strange in the frame. On the right side, there's a blurry figure that almost looks smoky or ghost-like, just lingering there. It doesn't look like any clear animal, which makes it even more confusing. Whether it's something unusual, a camera glitch, or just poor image quality, it's hard to say for sure, but definitely leaves many questions unanswered. As the sun was setting and the sky had that golden glow, a strange silhouette appeared right in the middle of it. It didn't match anything familiar, too still and too high to be a drone, and it didn't look like any aircraft either. The shape just hung there, making it feel unusual and hard to explain. It could be some kind of unknown tech, or just something that looks strange from a distance, but without clear detail, it's difficult to say what it actually was. This clip shows a cloud moving across the sky with what looks like a light source inside it, which already feels unusual. On top of that, there's something around it that almost looks like a faint barrier or glow, making it seem even stranger as it moves. The person who recorded it was clearly confused and looking for answers, while others think it might just be something natural that looks weird from a distance. It could be light reflecting through clouds or a camera effect, but the way it appears definitely makes it stand out. This video comes from Black Regan Official, a UK-based survival channel focused on real solo camping and harsh outdoor conditions. On December 18th, 2024, the camper heads deep into a remote snowy woodland, searching for a place to sleep. The terrain is tough, with steep drops and knee-deep snow. When he finds fresh animal tracks near a possible campsite, he decides it's too risky and moves on.
I didn't think the snow was thick enough up here yet, but it is. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'm gonna have to manufacture some snowshoes to get out of here wherever I end up. But let's see if I can get down there. If not, I'm gonna have to probably move to another spot, hike back to the truck and start over. All right, so we got another problem just ran into. So I found a great little spot here. But here's my problem. Somebody's already been here.
More tracks appear near another spot, so he leaves again without hesitation, choosing safety over comfort. After hours of hiking, he finally finds a sheltered area with flatter ground and dry wood for a fire. As night approaches, he starts building a simple shelter, but then realizes he forgot proper snow gloves. In the cold, even basic tasks become difficult, and starting a fire becomes his top priority.
Plenty of standing that I can collect relatively close to camp. I think I may instead want to build my camp right here. That way I can shield off of that wind that's coming down off of this mountain. So I have another problem. I left my snow gloves at the house like a genius. So all I have is my mechanics desert gloves, which are already soaking wet and completely worthless. So now I have no gloves out here. So I'm gonna have to work fast to get a fire going and dry those gloves out, because I do not want to end up losing some fingers out here. So I got to get this going.
The cold keeps getting worse as he cooks, dries his gear, and settles into his shelter. Alone in the forest, exhaustion sets in. Around 3 a.m., the fire goes out, forcing him to step into the freezing darkness to find more wood. For a moment, he's fully exposed to the cold and the quiet wilderness around him. By morning, nothing improves. The snow is still heavy, the cold intense, and his sleeping gear isn't enough. Realizing the risk, he packs up and leaves. The experience wasn't about one big moment, but constant pressure, cold, isolation, and small mistakes, showing how survival often depends on early decisions and knowing when to walk away. A trail camera deep in the woods captures what appears to be a large upright primate, and the uploader claims it might be one of the clearest Bigfoot sightings ever. The figure has detailed fur and a strong build, but on closer inspection, the edges of the fur look oddly blurry and don't blend naturally with the rest of the image, which makes it seem suspicious. Because of that, it's hard to trust whether it's real or possibly AI generated fully. This photo shows a dark figure standing on two legs at the edge of a forest in central Kentucky, with glowing eyes fixed toward the person who took it. The shape is bulky and hard to clearly make out, but it definitely doesn't look normal. Some think it could be a bear, though the upright posture feels off, while others believe it might be something like Bigfoot or another unknown creature. With how unclear the image is, there's no solid answer, which is what makes it feel so mysterious. On Halloween night in 2015, a paranormal team visited a cemetery in western Sydney. While taking photos, they heard a strange whining sound, but couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Nothing seemed unusual at the time, so they continued. Later, when reviewing the photos, they noticed a blurred figure near a grave that looked like a man, almost as if he was running away. No one remembered seeing anyone there, leaving them unsure what they had captured. Matty was living out of his van and traveling freely, camping wherever he ended up. But in June 2025, one experience made him more cautious. After pulling into a campsite and getting settled, another man arrived in a dark blue Toyota 4Runner with a rooftop tent.
Unbelievable. This guy just pulls up, black or dark blue colored Toyota 4Runner, pop-up tent, on the roof. He pulls up, he comes up to my van, he says, "Hey, all the sites are taken, do you mind if I camp here at the end of your driveway?" And I was like, "No, I don't mind sharing, I understand the situation, so just give me a little space, everything's cool." So he pulls down right here, and he parks here, and first thing he does, he starts blaring techno music, and I was like, no. So I come down here, I'm like, "Dude, you can't do me this way. I was kind enough to give you my campsite, and you're gonna blare your techno music?"
The man asked if he could camp at the edge of Matt's spot, and Matt agreed. But things quickly went wrong. The guy started blasting loud music, ruining the quiet campsite. Matt told him he was okay with sharing the space, just not the noise. The exchange was tense, and the man suddenly drove off, even trying to run over one of Matt's cones.
And he takes off and he runs over my cone, thinking he's gonna break it, but it popped right back into shape. Look at that cone. I'm way over here, he's way over here, everything's cool. I know the situation, I've been there before when all the campsites are taken, you're desperate, the sun is about to go down, so you need a place. And I'm like, sure, no problem. And he's gonna do me like that, starts blaring his techno music? No. That was crazy. Yeah, I'm a little amped up right now. My goodness. The things that happen when you don't even expect it. I mean, what would you do in a situation like that? You should always say, unless you have a lot of people coming into your campsite, you should say, "Yeah, I'll share with you. Just give me a little space." And he was gonna park right here, and he was gonna have all the way from the road, all the way up to about, I guess, right here. And I was gonna consider this my space, right there. Wow. But yeah, when he started blasting that, I walked down here and said, "You can't do me like this. I just offered you my campsite, and you're gonna do me like this?" Oh my God.
Matt told him he was okay with sharing the spot, just not the noise. The conversation was tense, and the man suddenly drove off, even trying to run over one of Matt's cones. Matt didn't feel directly threatened, but the sudden shift in behavior stuck with him. One moment, he was helping someone, and the next, he was uneasy about the situation. The man never came back, but the experience reminded him how quickly things can change on the road. This image shows a man exploring an abandoned building at night when he suddenly notices something strange in front of it. A creature is crouched low to the ground, and as soon as it realizes it's been seen, it quickly runs off, but not before he captures a photo. The figure is hard to make out clearly, which makes it even more unsettling. It could be an animal caught at a weird angle or something else entirely, but there's no clear answer to what it actually is. This clip, shared by Tammy, shows a still image captured by her security camera while her daughter was outside with their greyhound in a rural area surrounded by livestock. The daughter was standing just a few feet away and could clearly see the dog, but the strange part is that another figure appears in the image that she never saw at all. It only showed up later when the footage was reviewed, which makes it even more confusing. The camera itself isn't the best quality, so it could be a glitch or shadow, but the fact that someone was so close and didn't notice anything adds to the mystery and makes it hard to fully explain. This trail cam image shows a large figure sitting on the forest floor with its head bent down, almost like it's still or focused on something. The body looks bulky with broad shoulders and a hunched posture, giving it a strong and imposing presence. Because of its size and the way it appears covered in hair, some believe it could be Bigfoot. Others think it might just be a person or an animal caught at a strange angle. The shape makes it harder to explain easily, so it ends up being one of those cases where nothing is certain. Jenna was experienced with solo camping and had spent many nights in the wilderness, but on one winter trip, what started as a peaceful outing quickly made her uneasy and forced her to leave early. She had driven into a remote area, parked, and hiked deeper into the forest.
My winter sleeping bag is huge, which is why you're seeing my backpack look so big. So I'm out here on Crown Land, and I'm going to do a little bit of a bushcraft camp out today. I have my backpack with my sleeping kit and my cooking kit. I have my tarp and some peg.
After finding a good clearing, she collected firewood and cleared the area to keep her campsite hidden and private.
I need rocks. Ooh, a metal crowbar, even better. I found this on my walk here. I'm not even taking the time to pack up nicely because I just want to get out of here.
A white SUV pulled up near her car, and the driver said he was just looking for something he'd lost. The encounter made her uneasy, especially since he now knew she was alone. To be safe, she moved her camp deeper into the woods, but hours later, the same SUV passed by again. That made her move even farther away, until later that day, she saw the same vehicle a third time.
I didn't fold everything properly. I'm just trying to get out of here. I have half my stuff in my food bag. It's gonna be okay. He's not here right now. This is where he pulled out to, and he literally took a look at me and turned around and pulled out. But I know it was the same car. It was like a white SUV with a bag over the back of his window, and he turned around and I saw that same bag. So yeah, I'm out of here. Just to explain what just happened there. This morning I got here pretty early, and I pulled out to the spot that I thought was going to be my spot for the night. And I was getting my backpack, getting ready to leave the car, when this white SUV pulled up and this guy walked out, and he walked up to my campsite, or where my car was parked, and he was like, "Hey, me and my girlfriend were here this morning and I left something. I'm just going to go look for it." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." But I wanted to wait inside the van until he got back out of the woods and left, so that I knew he wasn't still out there and that he wouldn't know where I was going to hike to. So I was waiting in the car for a while, and it started to get suspicious that he was out in the woods for that long. And so I walked up to his car, first of all to get the license plate, but also to see if his girlfriend was actually in there. But the windows were heavily tinted to the point that I couldn't even see in. And I went back to my car, and I just got a bad feeling from that. So I drove my van up to another campsite. I don't even if that man meant no harm, I don't like when somebody, especially a man, knows where I am when I'm in the woods alone, or knows that I'm in the woods alone in the first place. Obviously my boyfriend always knows where I am and where I'm going, but when I'm out here, I don't like bumping into people, especially if it's just a guy.
It was clearly the same white SUV, with a plastic-covered rear window. At that point, Jenna didn't hesitate. She quickly packed up and headed straight back to her car. Someone had come near her camp 3 different times, and that was enough for her to leave without waiting to see what might happen next.
The sky was beautiful, the weather was great, I was having a great time out there, got a lot done, and then like 4 p.m. rolls around and I see that same car. I know it was the same car because when I looked at the license plate, I saw his back window was gone and he just had like a garbage bag over it. And I saw a white SUV pull up in the distance, and then I saw it like stop where I'm pretty sure he saw me, and then he turned around and left, and as he was leaving I saw that like garbage bag on the back. I was very uneasy. Like, why did I see that man twice? Why did I never see his girlfriend that he mentioned? Why was he driving around a bunch of different campsites all day? I also don't like the vibe I got from him in the first place, and I just needed to get out of here. But that does really bother me because it sucks that I can't just come out here and have a good time. Like, I have to be worried about some creepy man wandering around in it.
Trusting her instincts probably kept her safe and out of danger. This trail cam image shows a strange figure that at first looks like some kind of ape, but when you look closer, its body proportions don't really match any known animal. There's also something off about its face, even though the footage is blurry. The person who shared it even thinks the creature might be holding a baby close to its face, which makes the whole thing feel even more unusual and hard to explain. Over the years, people have claimed to spot large, unknown figures on Google Earth Street View. One image from Washington State shows a tall shape among trees, and when zoomed in, some say it looks like a humanoid figure. Another image from Europe appears to show a fur-covered figure standing in a field. Whether these are real sightings or just coincidences and visual tricks remains unclear. This trail cam shot shows a large, furry figure moving behind the trees in the background. It doesn't match a bear or any known ape, especially because of the way it walks upright with a human-like stride. Its height compared to the trees makes it look unusually tall as well. Because of these details, it comes off as something unknown, which is why some believe it could be Bigfoot, though nothing is certain. This channel follows Tom, an explorer who takes viewers into places most people avoid, abandoned sites, restricted areas, and locations near highly secretive zones. On March 28, 2017, he and his team ventured toward the remote edges of Area 51. Right away, they noticed signs they weren't alone, like fresh tire tracks, worn paths, and Ford Raptors often linked to security. Still, they continued along an unmarked trail up a ridge, hoping to get a closer look.
I swear, this is just the most beautiful area. Way underrated. Okay, let's get higher up here.
From the higher ground, they hope to get a better view of the area, and maybe even spot rumored security posts. But as they climbed up, something unexpected suddenly stopped them in their tracks.
That Ford Raptor, I don't know, I don't see any rotor tire tracks right over in this spot, although there is a walking path. Or a path for something. Up over that hillside is where they are. It's like a mile, half mile, something like that though. So we're thinking if we get up over to this ridge, we might get a look at something. It's never ending, I swear to God.
In the distance, they spotted a pale beige figure that blended into the desert so well it was hard to tell if it was even human. Something about it felt off, and their reaction was instant. They ran straight back to their vehicle. It didn't seem staged, just a genuine moment of fear. Some think it could have been a camouflaged security operative warning them to stay away, while others believe it was something more unusual. Either way, it shook them enough to make them retreat. A security guard in Indonesia started a night patrol job at a rural park after moving to the area. Locals warned him the place was haunted by a woman in white. Not long after, he began hearing screams every night at the same time, but never found anyone when he checked. So he set up a night vision camera facing where the sound was coming from, and this is what it recorded.
Buat semua penunggu yang ada di sini, tolong mendekat.
At one point, a white figure suddenly appears on camera and then disappears just as quickly. Viewers believed it matched a well-known figure from Indonesian folklore. Whether the guard continued working there after that remains unknown. This encounter was shared by a YouTube channel called Dawson Toller, known for urban exploration. He set out to explore Elkmont, an abandoned ghost town in the Smoky Mountains near Gatlinburg, Tennessee, looking for paranormal activity, but he wasn't ready for what he came across.
We are, guys. We're in Elkmont, and we're heading to the first cabin. I'm super creeped out. It is just an entire town, completely empty. And the first spot that we're gonna go to is gonna be number 7. 7 and 5 are some of the oldest ones here. So I figured we would start out at one of the oldest ones and then move on from there There is a freaky ass vibe. And I don't know if that's just because it's dark out and I'm alone, or if it's because there's ghosts, but I'm ready to find out. Here's 5. Let's go into 5 and give it a shot. We brought minimum equipment. It is literally just a voice recorder. We brought the spirit box, and we brought a REM pod. Let's do the polite thing. Can I come in? Oh, I didn't even realize that number 5 was the one that had the really cool backyard patio thing. I don't know if that was a trick of the light, but I'm not kidding. I swear I saw something. I mean, let me tell you, like, I'm allowed to be here, but it's scary at the same time because, like, if a real person comes, that's probably going to be more scarier than if a ghost comes. But I have a device right there on your fireplace, and if you walk up to it, it just lights up blue, and it lets me know that you're here with me. So if you would like to do that, it'd be very much appreciated. And if there's anybody with me, because guys, I've been speaking to some people that have abilities, and there's been a feeling that I've been feeling, and they sort of confirmed it, and these are people that I trust, that there's something sort of protecting me, but the idea is that it's not letting me put my energy out there to communicate. So if you're here, if you came with me, I want to ask you to please step aside. You could still protect me, but step aside and let me try to have communication. And then afterwards, we can have our conversation. But right now, I want to speak to the spirits here. So if you're here, please do me the favor. Step aside. Let me do my thing, please. Did you used to live here? In this village, this little town, before the government kicked you out? Don't worry, I'm not here with the government. I don't like them just as much as you. Could you give me a knock on the wall or something?
At first, everything seemed normal. Then he asked the spirit he believed protected him to step aside, and shortly after, things started happening that made him uneasy.
I heard 2 noises. I highly doubt you guys will hear them, but they came from outside. And we are in the middle of the woods, but it freaked me out enough to not stay in the same place for a long enough time because it didn't come from inside here. So let's go ahead and move on to another spot and see if there's anybody that wants to talk to us. I just about fell down the stairs, that's what that was. We're gonna walk down this way, closer to where my car is. Another thing we have to worry about, genuinely, are bears. I don't want to speak it into existence, but it's definitely a possibility. We're gonna walk into this one because this is the one I just heard a scrape. Anyways, this is the one that I felt like was familiar. So, I mean, I guess we should go into it because why would I get that feeling?
As he set up his equipment and announced his presence, something seemed to respond right away, instantly putting him on edge.
If there's anybody in this house, I have a thing on the floor there. If you just walk up to it and touch it, it'll go off. And it won't hurt you. It's just to let you know that I'm here, or that you're here with me. Maybe, oh, why do I keep going to places with bats? This is like the 20th place that I've been to with bats. Hopefully it won't come in here though. Hopefully it just flew outside, but that's sketchy. I do not want to deal with that right now. Maybe if you don't want me inside your house, you can just shut one of your doors and I'll get the picture and I'll leave you alone. But for now, I'd like to have a conversation, and I'm gonna pull out this voice recorder. So guys, this is just, I'm freaking myself out. That was definitely me, but I got scared. If there's anybody in Elkmont, Daisy Town with me, could you please speak into that red light on the floor and just say hello? My name is Dawson. Could you tell me your name?
He placed a recorder on the floor to try communicating, but got no response. After checking a few more empty houses and finding nothing else, Dawson decided he'd had enough for the night and headed back to the city. After that eerie ghost town experience, the focus shifts to the deep forest, where even a quiet night outdoors can feel unsettling. A Reddit user said she had been noticing a strange presence in her home for years and eventually managed to capture it on camera. The image shows a tall, shadowy figure near a closet doorway with what looked like faint glowing eyes. She confirmed no one else was in the house, and there were no lights or reflections that could explain it, and she still has no idea what it was. This trail cam image from 2011 shows what looks like a furry cat staring at the camera, but there's something more going on in the shot. Hidden in the image, another face with glowing eyes can be seen looking straight toward the camera, giving it a really unsettling feel. The second face looks eerie and hard to explain, making the whole capture feel mysterious. After posting it, the uploader never shared anything again, which just adds to the strange vibe around the image. While camping near an abandoned mine far from town, a couple took some photos during their visit. Later, they noticed a strange, shadowy figure in one image that looked like a cowboy standing on a hill. Some people think it's just light and shadows, while others believe it could be something paranormal. It remains a mystery. On June 4th, 2025, Chris from NKPS Paranormal explored the deep woods of Kentucky alone. What began as a quiet solo investigation quickly turned unsettling. He experienced strange activity, including heavy breathing, knocking sounds from the trees, unexplained lights, and small objects moving on their own. Some trees appeared unnaturally bent, and the forest would fall silent before being broken by footsteps or faint whispers, making it feel like something was following him.
And leaves crunching. Like something's walking around. Listen. You around? Who is that? Who is that? God. I just went silent back there. I hear you. I hear you running around me. Hey! Did you hear that? Literally, I hear something running around me. Something howled. The one thing was a barn owl. The other thing, you heard it went dead back here. The cat balls lit up. And now I hear like something running around me. And I heard something breathe when we first came down in here. Who's down here? Is anybody down here with me? See how thick the canopy is. There's no way of sunlight or moonlight getting down in here. I'm going to leave. Light that cat ball off. You want me to leave? Light that cat ball off. Turn the night vision on. I know you're down here. Light that off for me. Thank you.
As the night went on, things grew even stranger. His gear picked up movement, and the forest seemed alive with activity. Chris heard something circling him, moving in the brush, but whenever he looked, nothing was there. The deeper he went, the stronger the feeling of being watched became. Then came the most chilling moment, a faint voice in the distance calling out the word help. That single word changed everything. Chris called out in response, trying to determine if someone was really out there. What followed was a loud thud echoing through the trees.
What the f*** is that? I know you're out here. Guys, something lit the light off. I mean the cat ball off. I can hear you running everywhere around me. Sound off. If you're a human being, make some noise. God, what was that? Guys, I don't think I should be down here by myself anymore. Seriously. I need to bring my group down here. This is stupid. Was that you? I hear walking. Was that you? Don't be playing with me. Come on. I keep feeling like something's going to run right down the street at me. Anytime. I think I'm going to get my cat ball, get my whole team. Hey, I got my me. We're out of here. We ain't going to bug you no more tonight. I think that's enough for tonight. I don't even feel comfortable getting back. We're gonna have to come back with my team. So we're gonna call it quits for the night. I'm gonna leave you alone. Is that eyes? The f was that? We're gonna leave you alone for tonight. Guys, I'm gonna make my way out of here.
The overwhelming feeling of being stalked, along with all the unexplained noises, drove him to make the smart choice. He left the woods before anything worse could happen.
Can you make a noise for us? I'm scared, guys. Something's back here stalking me. I don't know if it's picking it up on this camera or not, but something is back here. Seriously. I don't know if this mic's picking it up or not, but something is back here with us. It is super quiet. We're being stalked. Woo! We're gonna make our way out. Alright, I'll catch up with y'all when I get back up the house. Alright guys, made it up here, got my bag. We're up here out of the woods. You heard that, right? This is the spot me and my buddy heard them howls. This is the same spot that I was camping out with my kids in the backyard of our house. My house is right up there. And it was about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. My daughter and her son and her fiance were laying right there. And me and my boys were down in that way in our hammocks in our tent. And about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, I heard boom, boom, boom.
As he made his way out, the strange sounds persisted, keeping him alert until he safely left the woods. Later, Chris shared that this location wasn't far from where he and his family had once heard eerie howls while camping. Whatever was out there that night, it made sure to announce its presence loud and clear. Whether it was a person, an animal, or something else entirely, one thing was certain. Chris was not alone, and in places like that, the most dangerous encounter isn't necessarily a ghost, but another human lurking in the shadows. A paranormal investigator explores an abandoned house that locals have warned about for years, known for violent disturbances, strange noises, and a dark presence. Many people who entered before didn't stay long, reporting footsteps in empty rooms, knocking from inside the walls and whispers from the darkness. Curious about the rumors, the investigator goes inside to see if any of it is real.
Vallahi bakacağım. Ya Allah bismillah. Ya Allah bismillah. Çek.
As he enters the abandoned house, strange sounds start echoing, and the atmosphere shifts instantly. It begins with faint knocking from deeper inside, then suddenly turns aggressive. Locals say the presence gives warnings first. Loud bangs, objects moving, sudden activity, as if telling people to leave before things get worse. During this investigation, nothing actually touches him, but the reaction alone is enough to make him question if he'd ever go back inside again. Alex is known for his solo trips to forgotten places, typically riding in on his bike to explore eerie, history-filled locations. But this time, things were different. He took his van and headed to Yeso, New Mexico, a nearly abandoned ghost town, to see what remained of the old buildings. As night began to fall, he wandered through crumbling general stores, dusty furniture, and broken windows covered with wire mesh. The atmosphere felt eerie, but nothing too concerning, at least not initially.
So we're gonna explore it, see what it looks like, see if we detect anything. So this is the big room here. A lot of debris, furniture, that sort of thing going on here. Tumbleweeds, sound of the train. Anyways, this is the window. I'm going to show it to you. This window here has wire mesh. You can see it. See that?
After finishing his exploration, Alex returned to his van to settle in for the night, but what started as a peaceful evening quickly turned tense.
Of the ghost town. It's all deserted, so there's no one around. Some houses are located on the outline area, on the outskirts of this town. Maybe like 4 or 5. But other than that, I'm pretty much surrounded by... the heater came down to the hell out of me. Surrounded by just houses that are ghost towns. So let me show you. I'm having some pozole that I warmed up on the stove. And then give you a little bit of a tour, have all the lights on, have all the windows closed.
He was jolted awake by something, perhaps footsteps. Initially uncertain, he soon heard it again.
Something woke me up. I heard, I think, something like footsteps. I'm not sure if that's what woke me up. I put on my pants and my shoes, just in case. I was asleep. I got all my windows closed. I got this light here, but I don't know if they can see it. But I suddenly heard footsteps. Something woke me up. I'm not sure what it was. Oh, I heard the footsteps again. Looks like they went to the back. Oh. Okay. Somebody's definitely outside. I don't think I'm gonna stay here. Honestly, I end up. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? There's somebody inside. Son of a... I don't even inside. Who is it? I'm coming outside, man.
Someone or something was moving around outside his van. Alone in the middle of nowhere, Alex armed himself and made his presence known, warning whoever was out there. But when he stepped outside, there was no one in sight.
I don't see anybody.
Anybody there?
Nobody out here.
Hello?
Maybe they went inside that schoolhouse.
Okay. It's time for me to go. The sound was coming from this side, from the driver's side.
The most chilling part was that the footsteps had been right next to him. Whether it was a thief, a prankster, or something else entirely, Alex made the smart choice to pack up and leave before things escalated. It was a spooky reminder that even the quietest ghost towns might not be empty. Tate is a content creator known for his fishing videos, but this story comes from his second channel, where he shares more casual behind-the-scenes moments. What began as a typical day of filming for his main channel quickly turned into something entirely unexpected.
I don't know, a few hours later, me and Zach's out here, we're filming a video for the main channel. Oh, we got the boat all hooked up. I guess I'm backing you down, right? By design, because you do not want to walk. I know why. We're going to go try to frig them up. Just clean the boat up. And look, it's
better than it's ever been for a while.
Yeah, it doesn't look perfect, but it's actually better than it has been. So credit to Zach on that one. Beautiful day out here on the lake. It's actually, like I said earlier in the day, it's pretty cool out here. It does have a fall feel.
He and his friend Zach had gone out to the lake to film a new fishing video. The weather was calm, the boat was ready, and everything felt routine. But while they were on the water, one of Tate's friends called with alarming news. There had been reports of an active shooter nearby.
Whoops. Crappie. Are we keeping these? Huh? Okay. All right, what do we got? Oh yeah, all right, toss them in the box.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, are you good?
Where at? Seen cops go by. The cops went by us on the wrong side of the road. Going back behind us. We actually heard shots. Did we not, Zach?
Initially, they thought it might be a false alarm, but then they heard gunshots echoing through the area. It quickly became clear that they were fishing less than a mile from where the incident was happening.
We're going to be driving right by where the like actually. You heard. We're going to just try to be as fast as possible. And I am not even trying to build this up. It's actually true. Just for reference, right here's the map of where we are right now. It could have been from an accident. No cap, not even kidding. It's really dangerous that we're even out here right now. So we actually had set out jugs the day prior, and just like every time we go out to the lake, we wait till the end to check our jugs because it gives us the most time to catch a fish. Because we make catfish jugging videos, and literally half of our jugs were less than a mile from where this occurred.
With the woods around them and no way of knowing where the shooter was, they decided not to risk it. They packed up quickly and left the area.
And we're getting out of here immediately. Literally right there, I-75. I'm getting out of here. I've never been in this situation before, but by golly, there is not a soul up there. You know it? Not a flipping soul, and I don't blame them, Daddy. The guy's supposedly in the woods right now. If you can see, there's woods everywhere. So I'm not just trying to build this up. It's pretty sketchy. 7 people.
9 injured, 7 deceased.
7 injured. That's absolutely insane. The wild thing is, you hear about like these shootings far off, right? Like, and that's pretty crazy. And then it literally happens a mile from you, probably within a mile. Literally, we heard the gunshots. Did we not?
Yeah.
We heard gunshots. You do hear out here all the time. Exit 41. That's London. Why?
Between 49 and 41 where he's at.
So he's literally coming this way.
He's at Wildcat. That's where he's at.
Is he?
That's what it says.
Brother, that's it.
That's it.
That's it right there.
Later, it was confirmed that several people were killed and others were injured in the shooting. The suspect, identified as Joseph Couch, had sent a message before the attack saying he planned to harm others and then himself. A $35,000 reward was offered for information leading to his location. A few days later, a YouTube couple searching for the reward spotted vultures circling a wooded area. When they went to investigate, they found Couch's body, confirming that he had taken his own life.
So it has to be up in this hollow here. Has to be down through here. You found him? Oh, my lanta. I'm coming. Oh, my lanta, you found him? Oh, my lanta. Oh, my lanta.
Tate and his friends had no idea they were so close to the site of a deadly shooting. Had they stayed longer or encountered the gunman, things could have gone much worse. Leaving when they did may have been what saved their lives. The video, posted on October 9th, 2025, comes from the Outdoor Gear Review. Luke, the channel's creator, is known for testing gear in real storms. This time, he's back in a quiet North Carolina forest, always soaked in rain and shadow. During his last trip there, he heard strange noises and something heavy crashing nearby, but never figured out what it was. He returned to find out.
About 20 feet long. I can barely lift the rooted end. I'm not able to carry the entire tree. I could drag it a short distance, but even that would be difficult. The thing is, that morning when I came up to this tree, there were no drag marks on the ground. There were no holes in the ground where the tree was and then fell over. Looking at the roots here, you can see there's no dirt on them, meaning that this tree had been uprooted for a long time. Then somehow, this thing ended up here. I wish I could tell you all how this happened, but I do not have an explanation. What did I just find here? That's interesting, everyone. That is a tree marker used by scientists and whatnot to monitor tree growth and other conditions. That means this area was being studied for something. What's interesting though, there's only one marker. I've not seen any more. Usually when you find one, you'll find like a million of them. That is pretty unusual.
Not long into the hike, Luke comes across a massive tree lying perfectly across the trail. It's dry, clean, and oddly placed. No torn soil, no drag marks, and no sign it fell naturally. It looks like it's been there for a while, but somehow recently moved. A little further on, he spots a small metal tag nailed to another tree, the kind scientists use for tracking forest growth, but there's only one. Normally there are dozens of studied areas.
Because of all of these ferns. Tell me, folks, tell me this is not a green forest. So, this just caught my attention here. Look at how this moss has been torn off of this tree. That's a pretty good size scrape, larger than my hand by a bit. We got some deer tracks going through here. I don't see anything, but I definitely heard something. It could literally be right over there and we wouldn't see it. And again, it's because this forest is so thick, so dense. I could have swore I heard something walking through the forest. It came from over here. Let's go check it out. When I first started hiking in, lots of typical noises, but now it is silent. That tells me something. That tells me that something else is out here with me. Or there's a change in the weather, possibly a storm coming or something like that. Both can influence basically the noises that you hear in the forest. Completely silent.
Then, something changes. He hears slow, heavy footsteps coming from somewhere out of view. It's not the wind or rain, it's something walking.
I am now hearing quite a bit of thunder from the north, and it concerns me. I could be completely wrong. I don't have cell phone service, but without a doubt, there's a thunderstorm out there, and based upon what I see with the clouds here, it's coming this way. I'm hearing something. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it sounds like footsteps. A tree just came down. It sounded like footsteps and like cracking wood. I think I just saw something move way back behind those trees. I am positive I saw something. We will hike over there once I'm finished up with lunch here. Unfortunately, everything in this forest is fallen and broken, so finding the exact spot may not be easy. Maybe it will be.
The sky darkens, thunder rolls in, and Luke sets up camp quickly. As he finishes, a loud crack cuts through the air. Another tree falls nearby. He briefly sees something move in the fog, then nothing. The silence feels heavier. Later, viewers debated whether it was just the weather or something about watching him. Luke didn't conclude, but plans to return with cameras to find out what's really in the forest. Endless RVing, a YouTube channel hosted by Izzy and MJ, offers tips and safety advice for those living the RV life. On October 28, 2024, they covered a disturbing case from Montana. Dustin Kearsum, a contractor and father of two, went camping alone northeast of Big Sky. At first, it appeared he had been killed by a bear, a common occurrence in the region. However, after an autopsy, investigators revealed a different story.
ABC News. It's dated October 18, 2024. The headline is, "It wasn't a bear that attacked a camper tent." Authorities say.
The story takes place in Bozeman, Montana, and it involves a man named Dustin. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but I think it's Kearsum, Dustin Kearsum. He was inside his tent at a very remote Montana campsite, and unfortunately he was found with horrific injuries to his skull and body, and it was initially reported that it was a possible bear mauling.
The reason why is because there have been previous grizzly bear attacks in the forest of southwest Montana, which this was located. However, investigators, after investigating further, found no evidence of any bears at the campsite. They're now investigating whether the death was homicide after an autopsy revealed that he was killed by multiple chop wounds by an unknown weapon.
So at this point, at least when this article was written October 18th, no arrests had been made. Local authorities could not say if a continuing public threat. They don't know who or where this person is. Quote, but we do know that someone was out there who one in a very heinous way.
Dustin wasn't attacked by an animal. He was murdered, suffering several chop wounds from an unknown weapon. What started as a potential wildlife attack quickly became a homicide investigation. The challenge was that Dustin had camped in a very isolated area with little cell service and no cameras around, making it tough for the police to find any leads.
The victim, Kearsum, went camping northeast of Big Sky, Montana on October 10th with plans to meet a friend the next day. The friend found the body on Saturday. Another person identified only as an associate called 911 and reported it as possible bear mauling, said Captain Nate Cameraman with the Gallatin County Sheriff's Office.
It is unknown when so his campsite was in the Moose Creek area at the base of the Gallatin Mountains, and so it's not an established campground. This is the problem here, one of the big problems with solving or finding out more information about this case. The remote location of complicates the investigation. This is what the sheriff said. There's limited cell phone service in that area, meaning there's no record of calls that they can use. And you know very well, that's how I used to piece things together.
One of the big things, if there's kind of an unknown, you do a cell phone dump of the area, see whatever cell phones were in that area at a certain time, but if there's no call records, and if it's remote, there's not going to be much video or anything like that, it starts becoming really difficult.
So the victim's sister said on Friday that Kearsum had 2 children. This was so unfortunate. I guess he was not married. 2 children, and he worked as a self-employed contractor, building homes and learning other trades in this Gallatin.
Authorities are requesting that hunters or hikers with trail cameras in the Moose Creek area provide any footage that might assist in the investigation. Dustin's sister described him as a dedicated tradesman and father with no known enemies, which deepens the mystery surrounding his death. A fundraiser has been created to support his children. Endless RVing shared the story as a reminder of how unpredictable and dangerous remote camping can be, not just due to wildlife, but also because of people.
Website was established for donations to help his children.
She says Dustin had no known enemies, adding that the family was searching for answers. We don't know anything. So the sheriff's office asks anyone with a trail camera or game camera in the Moose Creek area to reach out to authorities. Trail cams, game cams, people, hunters will put that up, just kind of see the pattern of whatever they're hunting. So when the season comes, they know where the game is. So that may be a chance of cameras being out there, but they won't really know that. Only the people that are putting them out would know, so they're asking for help.
Right. Now, why do we do these videos? People say they're negative, and very much so they are. But they're very important to, again, make people stay vigilant when you're out there, especially in remote areas. We talk about this all the time, about keeping yourself safe. And just even at a campground like this, that we're at, a private, busy campground, but even more so when you're in these remote places.
So as the sheriff said, if you are out in the woods, I need you to be paying attention. You need to remain vigilant. That should be something you're doing all the time. And again, we're going to continue doing these videos, because every time we do these videos, multiple people in the comments thank us. You say we slacked off, we need to pay attention more. It doesn't matter where you're at, guys. We say this every single time. And you can take whatever you want from it and leave whatever you don't.
When you're deep in the wilderness, far from help, staying alert and being prepared can make all the difference. The channel Madison Clydesdale, run by a young woman who enjoys solitude and wild places, shares what starts as a simple solo camping video. But as night sets in, the sense of safety fades. Deep in the mountains of British Columbia, she chooses to camp without a tent or even a sleeping bag, removing all usual protection.
Very minimal, except I did bring the battery-powered chainsaw to save me some time. Chainsaw, extra battery, measuring tape, safety glasses, gloves. Food, we kept it very simple besides dog food. I've got a jacket for warmth and a jacket for wind and rain. GoPro, trail cam, headlight, notebook. That's pretty much it. I'm going to put my food in a bear bag and keep this away from my tent for now because there are active bears in the area. It's the end of summer here, so the bugs are not bad. I've been waiting all summer for the mosquitoes to calm down.
She sets up a basic shelter in an area known for predators, making her feel exposed from the start. As evening falls, the shelter is still incomplete. Thunder echoes in the distance, and rustling sounds begin in the surrounding brush. She lights a fire early, creating a small barrier between herself and whatever might be out there.
This cedar is growing sideways, and it's just not a healthy tree. Timber! Oh yeah, it was totally rotted at the base. This is what I could get finished in a day. I think it's pretty good. It's definitely going to keep us dry.
When night falls, the forest comes alive. Movement in the brush, distant calls, and branches snapping under unseen weight. Knowing bears are in the area, she hangs her food up high, creating some distance, but no real sense of safety.
There's an owl over there. I love owls. I can hear it. Woo, 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 woo. There's barred owls. I saw them also by the water source. Late August, apparently owls are more active. I hope you guys can hear that. All right, well, we are cozy for the night. It's super warm. I don't even need my puffy, but I'm gonna keep it on. There's no bugs. I'm so happy that it feels like fall camping. Good morning to you too, buddy. Good morning.
By morning, there's no sign anything happened. No damage, no tracks. But instead of relief, what stays with her is the realization that nothing actually protected her. She was only safe because nothing decided to come close. A YouTuber, known for his light-hearted solo adventures, decided to go on a trip with a friend. But this time, things took a disturbing turn.
I was sleeping and I felt the camper shake, and we're supposed to have a friend driving by on the highway right out here. And I thought it was my friend messing with me, trying to get in the camper and all that, and I just ignored him. I just didn't want to, I was sleeping. And all of a sudden I heard Max yelling outside, like, "Hey man, what are you doing? Get off there!" Like just screaming at him and like threatening the guy. And the guy was crazy. He had freaking socks on. He had no shoes, looked all messed up. And the dude was trying to break into this camper while I was sleeping in it. And I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere. Like I have no idea where he walked from, I have no idea at all. And turns out he had broken into Max's truck. He was sitting in the front seat. The front seat's all soaked. There's blood all over the floor. He started opening up Max's chips and stuff and eating his chips. And then he climbed in the porch and was trying to get in here. So anyway, Max and I kicked him out of here, and he walked up to the road and was trying to break into a school bus. There's a school bus going to pick kids up right up there on the highway, and the school bus is chilling right up there, and dude was trying to break in.
Around 5:30 or 6 a.m., the YouTuber was asleep in his camper when he suddenly felt it shake. At first, he thought it was his friend playing around, maybe tapping on the camper. Half asleep and not wanting to deal with it, he ignored it. But then, he heard Max's voice outside, shouting at someone to get off the camper and threatening to make them leave. The YouTuber quickly jumped up, realizing something was wrong. Outside, he saw a man barefoot, wearing only socks, and clearly confused. The man wasn't just standing there, he was trying to break into the camper while someone was inside. They were miles away from civilization, with no idea where this man had come from. It turned out that the stranger had already broken into Max's truck nearby.
Man, so this is crazy. Some guy tried to break into my camper, and the cops are here now, obviously, and the cops just grabbed him.
When authorities arrived, they were able to detain the man without any further issues. It was a chaotic and unsettling way to start the day, but despite the disturbance, the YouTuber carried on with his trip, though he made it clear he'd be much more cautious moving forward. This story comes from the Van City Van Life channel, where Chrome shares his experiences living on the road. In this video, he talks about camping alone in a quiet spot and how van life has lost its excitement. What used to feel like freedom and adventure now feels routine. After years of traveling, setting new goals, and learning, he realizes that even a dream life can eventually start to feel monotonous.
Of my life, like I hung up my DJ headphones after a 23-year nightclub career seeking the next big shiny thing. Then I quit my day job and moved into my van thinking that's the next big shiny thing. And then I learned how to video edit thinking that was going to be the next big shiny thing. And then I started a YouTube channel and then it was the next big shiny thing. I've chased big shiny things my whole life. And now here I am, living in that big shiny dream of mine, and it's not so shiny anymore.
The day passes by quietly, almost too quietly. But when night falls, something unusual disrupts the calm. While lying in his van, Chrome hears a strange sound coming from above. At first, it's faint and intriguing, but then it grows louder, sharper, and closer.
What is that noise? You hear that? What the hell is that? Seriously, what the hell is that? It's moving, whatever it is. What the hell is that?
When he steps outside to investigate, Chrome sees large, fast-moving birds swooping through the air. Each dive is followed by a sharp, metallic screech that echoes through the trees. Initially, he thinks they might be bats, but the shapes are clearly those of big birds, possibly hawks or falcons.
Alright, I just seen the birds that are making that noise. Maybe we can catch them on camera. First I thought they might have been bats, but no, they're actually like a bigger bird. There's one right there. See if we can get one close to us here. See the speck there? It's one of the birds that are making all that noise. It's a decent sized bird. Yeah, and then when they dive bomb, I'm guessing to eat insects is when they make that noise. You guys probably can't see that.
Chrome thinks the sound might be from air pressure during the bird's dives, but it still feels creepy. Viewers were divided. Some thought it was just wildlife, while others wondered if it was something else, like drones or mechanical sky noises. The next morning, Chrome was still unsure. Was it nature or something stranger? Heath was out in the Alaskan woods with a buddy, Metal detecting as usual. Usually he just finds old items, but this time was different. While crossing a muddy trail, his friend spotted something odd.
So me and Joe are coming out this old road, and we have to cross this giant little mud bog. So he crosses, and I'm just about to cross, and he says, "Hey, I thought I saw some kind of footprint." So we started looking, and check this out, guys. This is freaking crazy. Look at this. Do you not see this? Oh, there's my hand. Look at the size of that footprint. You can see the toes. Wow. I think that's like a Bigfoot footprint, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't see any others. Probably stepped here, it looks like a right foot.
And then jumped something.
Over there and kept on going. Another one.
Yeah.
Bigfoot!
They took a closer look and found a giant footprint in the ground, with the toes clearly visible. It was way too big to belong to an ordinary person. They laughed it off, joking about Bigfoot, and continued. Later, Heath went back to the spot alone. As the sun set, he heard a deep howl echoing through the trees.
Down to my last target. Looks like a little wood, or... What's that? Whoa, did you guys hear that? It sounded like something howling. Still hear it. Sweet little box. Boy, that freaked me out. Ugh. All right, so I'm working my way back. Whoa, did you hear that? Oh man, something just threw something in the water right beside me.
Not long after, something splashed into the water next to him, like a rock had been thrown. It happened several times, and it scared him enough to head straight back to the road.
Oh, jeez. All right, guys, let's get out of here. I just threw something else in the water just now. All right, I'm finally getting close to the road. Ooh, that scared the crap out of me.
He still doesn't know what it was. It could have been an animal or something else, especially after finding that giant footprint earlier. Maybe it really was Bigfoot. It's hard to say for sure. What do you think? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.